So I thought I'd do something a bit different today, and as you can probably see, I'm not in my usual location. I thought I'd take the camera out with me and go for a bit of a walk, so I'll just show you where I'm currently at right now. Just turn this around. So, just went out to a forest in my area, and as you can see, it's pretty dense forestry around here. This isn't like natural forest or anything, it's forestry commission, so that's why the trees are all quite uniform, what have you, but still it's nice to come out here and go for a bit of a walk. It's quite cold because it's October and it's getting a bit chilly, but you can see there's lots of moss on the ground, and got some of these mushrooms, toadstools. But yeah, what I thought I'd do is just go for a bit of a walk, and the last time I was out here I found a couple of abandoned cars. I think they're probably stolen, but not like recently or anything. I think they've been up here for a couple of decades at least, which is kind of cool to see. They're hidden down a little secret path I kind of stumbled across. So yeah, thought I'd take a bit of a wander and just take the camera with me. Just something different. This is obviously not going to be gaming related, but yeah. So what I'll do is I'll just keep walking down the track and show you around the place. This place always gives me the kind of Blair Witch vibe, or I don't know if anyone's ever seen that Troll Hunter film where you're walking through the forest and then some guy comes bounding out screaming troll. Yeah, it's kind of creepy, but it's kind of cool as well. Jump down here. Oh, things fell over. Some black mushrooms. Very nice. Just gonna keep walking down this way here. Should eventually get back down to a fire road. It's all green down here. You can pretty much always hear planes overhead. I'll never get away from that. Mushrooms. So this is where the entrance to that hidden trail is, that has the two abandoned cars on it, and you'd probably never find it unless you knew it was here. I found it by complete chance. It's actually down there. Yeah, you would never really think to look down there, and I really don't know how they managed to get two cars down there. Maybe it was less overgrown back when they stole them and hid them down there, but yeah, it's quite remote. The nearest house from here is probably about 2 miles, and the nearest town, again, probably 5 or 6, maybe more, further down the road. So it's pretty remote. It's a good place, I suppose, if you want to steal a car and strip it for parts or whatever, which I think is probably what they did. But yeah, not much around here. You've got some fire beaters or whatever they're called. There's a little fire station here with your paddles. I don't know what they're called, for putting out bushfires and whatnot anyway. So what I'm going to do is head down there. It's just down there, and I'll try not to fall on my ass. Last time I was down here I actually fell and got completely soaked, so I'm going to try and not do that this time. But yeah, I'll put the camera away and then I'll take out again when I get a little further down, because I don't want to drop this in the mud. That would be really bad. So here's the first one here, and there's another almost identical one, except it's red, and if you can see it, you just see the roof of it down there, a little further down. And yeah, this is really inaccessible track. It doesn't really come across on camera. It looks like there's some, maybe someone been up here on an ATV, but it's really kind of treacherous, quite difficult to get up here, and it's quite far from like the main road and the fire road, which is up there. But yeah, looks like this is a maybe a Mark III Ford Escort, and you can see it's been completely stripped for parts. And I think these were, they must have been up here for a really long time, because these cars were around, what was it, maybe like early 80s, mid 80s. These were popular, or in production. And this looks like one of the 3-door like hot hatches of the day kind of thing. So it was probably quite a desirable car back then, and they've stolen it, taken it out to the forest here, hidden it, and then just stripped it for parts where they've had no interruptions from anyone, because it is really quite remote. So there's another one identical down there, which again makes me think these were probably stolen to order. That one down there is not been stripped quite as much, it's still got the engine and stuff in it, but this one here, they've like cut the whole front end of the car off, taken away the engine, which is quite strange considering we're out in the middle of nowhere. There's a front of the car there. But yeah, this must have been up here for, oh, at least 2 decades, probably pushing 30 years now. It's completely overgrown, and they've literally taken everything out of this one. There's the steering column there, you can see the pedals. But yeah, not something you're going to be able to refurbish or anything anytime soon. See these bits of the engine all grown into the moss here. So here's the second one, and this one's in a bit better shape. We've left more of the parts in this one. And it's really surprising that they actually managed to get the car down here. But as I say, maybe it was less overgrown 20 years ago, or whenever this was taken down here. This one's still got its engine in it. That doesn't sound good. Well yeah, there you go, the engine there. Don't think this is going to start anytime soon, or ever. It's just completely overgrown, covered in these pine needles. But as you can see, this is again, it's another 3-door, looks like a hot hatch. So probably quite a nice car back in the day, quite fast, quite sporty, and probably why it was stolen, if it was stolen. I'm guessing if you checked the VIN number or whatever on this car, you'd find that it was stolen back in the 80s or something. But yeah, totally overgrown. It's actually still got some of the roof lining in it. And my foot is almost going through the bottom of the car there, the boot. Still got its exhaust on it. That tree's starting to grow into it, but they've taken all the lights and everything. You can see that's about to just disintegrate. It's been out here so long. But there you go. Just thought it was kind of interesting to find these old cars all the way out here in the middle of nowhere. And they've probably been sitting up here for about 30 years. Stolen back in the day. So a fun idea I had was maybe to use one of these cars as a geocache location and hide a geocache in either this one or the one up the hill there. And if you don't know what a geocache is, I'll add a little bit of extra footage onto this video so you can see what that's all about. But yeah, I thought this would make a really great location for one. You could probably hide your geocache somewhere in the engine bay here, or around the back of the car or inside the car. And it just makes it a bit more fun to go looking for, I suppose, since it's kind of hidden out the way here. You need to use your GPS to find it. But yeah, that was just a kind of fun idea I had. Maybe hide it in the dashboard or something there. So for anyone that's wondering what a geocache is, here's an example here. I found this the last time I was out having a walk. You can just see it sitting at the side of that little waterfall. And what you're meant to do is hide like a watertight or a weatherproof container somewhere out in the wilderness. Well, you can do it in an urban area, so you just have to like really hide it well. But what you do is you hide this container somewhere and you put a piece of paper and a pencil inside. Maybe sometimes you can put like a trinket or a little knick-knack as well. And you log the GPS location of it, and then you go on the website and you mark in where you've hidden this thing, and then other people can like go looking for it. It's kind of like a treasure hunt, I suppose. But this one here is just off the fire road here, so it's not difficult to find at all. I found this by complete chance one day. You can see there's a little ribbon on the tree there marking its location. But this one hasn't been looked after. What you're meant to do is if you hide one of these things, you're meant to come out to it every couple of weeks and like maintain it, make sure it's not got water in it, and make sure the pencil and the paper's all okay and all that kind of stuff. But this one I think's just been abandoned. I'll put the camera down, I'll go grab it and see what's inside it, but the last time I checked it was all soaking, so probably nothing really that interesting in it, but I'll just do that right now. So yeah, as you can see, this one, yeah, it's not really been looked after. You can see the bits of paper in there that probably had signatures of people that had found it, and little messages and stuff. You can see there's like, I think there's a marble in there and some ribbons and whatnot. But yeah, that's what you're meant to do with a geocache. So hiding one in one of those cars might be quite fun. Maybe that's something I'll try another day, but just thought I'd show this for anyone that wasn't sure what a geocache was. I'll pop it back over there and then keep going, but yeah, that's a geocache. So I'm just going to head back down to the car now. It's starting to rain, and I'll head home and edit this video. Hopefully it turns out okay and it's not too boring to watch, but just thought I'd head out into the forest here and go for a bit of a walk, take the camera with me and do something a little different. So anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you again soon.